Hey, welcome back to Transform with Trainsalot. Educate, empower, and enlighten. That's my goal and the purpose behind all of my efforts and the purpose behind this channel to educate, empower, and enlighten. All right, educate with the knowledge of how to train and revolutionize ourselves and our minds. Educate out of victimhood and false beliefs. Empower with the wisdom of how to do that, and enlighten to our true nature as God's children and the most powerful beings on the planet. All right, as human beings, unlock our true potential as heirs to the throne. All right. Here we are in the beautiful month of September, and we're going to go into a little bit of the history as we've done the past months and what that means in this year of the evolution. And that's, if you've looked at the channel, you've seen all the workouts and the rest of the philosophical videos. This is the year of evolution. We're evolving our mental, physical, and most of all, spiritual states to attain the highest good and our highest potential. All right, so September, here we are in the month of spring. Not spring yet, but it will be on the 21st, which is going to signal the autumnal equinox, right, which is the spring equinox, which is the official shifting of the seasons. And that's going to take place later this month, maybe beforehand by the time this video gets out. But it's interesting that in the northern hemisphere, that's what we're going through. But in the southern hemisphere, it actually signals a time of spring down there. So it's a bit of a dichotomy, as above, so below sort of thing. In our season of spring, it was their autumn. In the season which we were planting seeds, they were harvesting, and now it's vice versa. And September is the month of labor, and that means to harvest the seeds that we've been planting throughout the year, but especially in spring. And because we start the harvest, that doesn't mean the work and the productivity necessarily should end. Now it may slow down, things happen, things come up, it may take some hits, some setbacks, but overall and absolutely it does not cease. That is the most important aspect. All right, now being the month of labor, like I said, we are harvesting the seeds and we're building further upon those seeds as we approach the end of the year. And interesting fact, as you may have heard me say before, there were only 10 months in the Roman calendar before they added January and February. So that being said, September was actually the 7th month. And if you may know that 7 holds a lot of significant spiritual sense to it. 7 is highly, and has been throughout history, highly regarded as a number for perfection. You go in the casinos, jackpot, you hit 777, right? God rested on the 7th day. There are 7 colors in the rainbow. There are 7 openings in our head, right? Very interesting. And like I said, 7 days of the week, and there's 7 notes on the musical scale. So 7 represents perfection in the sense that it combines the numbers 3 and 4. The number 3 because it represents a triangle, which represents we got mental, physical, and spiritual. It represents an equilibrium between the 3 most vital aspects of the human self. And then 4, having the number of angles in a square, right, represents a solid foundation. So a solid foundation in those 3 areas equal perfection. And that's the sort of sense that we are focusing on this month, in this month of labor, September 21st and beyond, okay? Striving to be perfect, striving to evolve, grow, progress, not just this month, but every month throughout the year. And I wanted to take this year to, again, educate, empower, and enlighten people and yourself that if it's gonna happen, it has to be today. It's always today. The future is an illusion and the past is gone. Okay, so if anything happens, we only have this present moment. This moment, the moment you're watching this, the moment I'm making this, is the only moment that exists. And if we don't do it now, today, this month, this week, this year, if we don't develop the desire and then act on a desire to grow and evolutionize our mind, revolutionize our thinking, then it's simply never going to happen. We can't live in fantasy land thinking and procrastinating. I'll do it tomorrow, next week, I'll get started this day. We have to take action. And action is the most important step once you get a desire, once you have a passion. Being passionate is worthless without action because it won't bring to fruition anything. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind and remember as we go through this year, right? So autumn, fall is this season. We are in the season of fall, and we know farmers' life, fall, that's when they're harvesting their seeds. As I mentioned earlier, that's when they're seeing the products of their work and their productivity bring fruition. And the same goes for us, whether that be spiritual or mental work. If you began working out with me beginning of this year in January, you kept up with the workouts, you would be now seeing those flowers per se budding around this time. Maybe before or however frequent you've been doing it, but the point is everything happens in seasons. That is to say, everything has a certain time that you'll see the results of it. Every seed has a certain time of gestation. We all have a gestation phase, and as human beings, we're no different than seeds in that sense, that we have a certain time to grow. And if we don't nurture ourselves during that time, we might never grow. We might miss that opportunity, right? So this is a reminder to get to work, all right? Keep working. I know you can be easily discouraged. People around you are maybe discouraging you, not being the most helpful or encouraging in your efforts. But remember, it's the majority mindset. The majority of the population have the most money. They are the most successful, and they live the most soulfully nurturing existences. Not because of the money, but because they've reached a certain mental state where they don't have to worry about money, and they can accumulate it relatively easy, and definitely easier than the majority of people that adopt illusory problems, i.e. government, taxes, environment, school, all these things that they can overcome, which the majority has, right? So it's all about the work ethic, taking action, okay? Transform with Trainsalot is all about that. That's what I am building this business based off of, purely my desire to educate, empower, and enlighten any and everyone I can touch to succeed, grow, progress, throughout life and overcome is obstacles that I myself at one point was almost a victim to. And I say almost because I never really bought in or gave in to groupthink or the hive mind, or I was never trendy, popular, focused. I was never focused on what the majority thought, right? So, and that's a valuable mindset that I want you guys to adopt. Almost fell over here on my moped. I want you guys to adopt that mindset, because I may slip up sometimes or regress, but what matters is the determination and consistency to keep going, to press forward into my destiny, into my purpose. All right. So again, if you need nutritional guidance, I also do meal plans. You can go to my website. It's linked in the description, as well as my self-published book, Transformation Through Fitness, in which I identify success principles that I've learned through fitness, exercise, nutrition, dieting, and my experience bodybuilding. Success principles that I've learned in those areas that can apply to other aspects of life. All right. And that's also linked in the description. Stay tuned. The audiobook is going to be out very soon, as well as my social medias you can find on my channel, Instagram, my Facebook channel. I post workouts on there as well, and motivational content, memes and such, reels that you can also find on there. Previews of the book as well. I also go into what fitness taught me, the seven important, that I feel the most vital principles of fitness that I've learned. You can check those out on my Instagram and Facebook. And thanks again for coming to the channel. Hope to see you very soon in my next workout, as well as next month. Let's continue to keep strong this year, in this year of evolution. All right. Educate, empower, and enlighten. Stay blessed.